After the earthquakes here in Christchurch, a lot of the residential land was actually red zoned and deemed unfit to be built on. And I think that's just one of the reasons why the tiny house movement is really exploding here. You can no longer build a regular home on some of the land, but a tiny house on a trailer is absolutely perfect. The problem is though, not everyone wants to live in a tiny house. And that's why I think this next place we're about to visit is very special. Paul has constructed a small house, still on a trailer, that even meets passive design principles. It's a very clever idea. Hey Paul.
Hello.
Good to meet you, mate.
Good to meet you too.
What an absolutely striking house you have here.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's so unusual.
Yeah, I wanted something that was really sleek and modern, and black and shiny just worked perfectly for what I was wanting. And it's such a simple and cheap system to put it on as well, that it just covers up the house really simply.
So what is the cladding on this home?
It's actually ACL signboard. They actually use it for signs all the time. I just wanted the black one. You could have it in any colour though, but black just worked perfectly for what I was wanting. And it just came out like this. You would never know it by looking at this house, but it's actually sitting on a trailer, isn't it? It certainly is, yeah. It's actually hidden behind these removable panels. So I've got 6 tyres all around, just evenly supported. That actually just support it just like a normal trailer.
What's the size of this home?
This one is 13.5 metres by 3.1. So it can go just on the back of a truck and be loaded just like any old normal cargo or container, just easily to be transported.
So the trailer itself isn't actually for transport on the road though?
No, it's not, no. It's actually just built just to be moved around site. It can go temporarily on the road if you want to move it quickly, but otherwise it just gets lightweight to go on the back of a truck and then just get transported on site. But yeah, just be moved around on site very easily.
Very cool entrance steps into the house as well?
Yeah, I always try and make 2 uses out of one object. So I've just got the stairs and we've got our dog, and that's his little kennel down there.
Perfect. What a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see inside the home.
Let's go.
What an impressive space. This space feels like a really good size, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
You couldn't quite call it a tiny home though, could you?
Definitely not. No, it's definitely a small home though, but it's a perfect space for, as I'd like to think, it's a starter home. It's not cramped, it's all got usable spaces. We've been living in here a year and it just feels just like a normal apartment.
So what was it that actually made you want to build this home?
It was actually me wanting to start to build an affordable starter home, something that someone could actually buy before their major house, just something they could live in that would be warm, dry, cheap to live in, but also affordable. Affordable, the biggest one.
Yeah. So what made you actually want to put it on a trailer?
Originally, I wanted it to be an earthquake-resistant house. They're actually moved independently of the ground rather than stuck to the ground. And wheels were the perfect solution for that.
Because of course, we're here in Christchurch at the moment. In recent years, earthquakes have just completely plagued this city. So that must have been actually a really big part of your decision making when it came to constructing your own home.
It certainly did. And we've actually been in here where we had an earthquake a few months ago. And so much so that Pascal, my wife, she was actually on the phone at the time when we were moving around, and she was just chatting away on the phone as if nothing was going on. It was just so quiet in here, you didn't even realise how big it was. And
the style of this home is just really lovely as well. It's so modern and chic.
Yes, that's the good thing about having a wife. They certainly do the styly things. I just get told what to do and just do it. So basically, none of this is mine. This is all my wife's.
When designing this home, you've actually incorporated a lot of passive house principles, haven't you?
Certainly have, yeah. Like the first aspect of a passive home is super insulation. And it's designed in such a way, and actually even put together in such a way that it becomes airtight just by building it. That is the first principle of a passive home. And then you have a good heat recovery ventilation system. And that can actually reduce your bills by 90%. If used properly.
So you've actually constructed this home using structurally insulated panels, haven't you?
Certainly have, yeah. And this particular SIP is actually using metal. So it's a polystyrene metal SIP, but there's lots of other different types of SIPs as well. They're becoming more and more popular as everyone's realising just how good a construction material they are.
So we're in the kitchen right now, and there are some really lovely features in here.
Yeah, I particularly love the bamboo benchtop we've got. So that was the first thing. We've also got a little ventilation system that's actually built into the wall, so we can actually still use the storage space up above. And on the gas hob here, because we have got such a airtight system here, that on the gas cooker, I just wanted to actually have a little bit more air coming into the house whenever we had the cooker on, just by adding a little switch on the window, so you know you're never actually going to run out of any air on the house.
Brilliant, what a clever feature. And you've got a really lovely living room space here as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's still, the French doors we've got here, they're still sort of ready for our deck we still need to build, but that's what they're designed for. And it makes this place look so much lighter and brighter with the big windows.
Still, by some standards, a pretty small lounge, but you haven't compromised on the size of your television, have you?
No, we do like movies, as you can kind of see. We don't watch television, but we do like a movie. So we have a movie experience every single time we're here. Yes, we do enjoy that.
And so down the other end of the home is the bedroom bathroom.
It certainly is.
Can we have a look at that?
Let's go.
All right. Well, this is a cute room.
Yeah, the little bedroom. This is actually designed for a single bed and the wardrobe. But at the moment, it is our office at the moment, so forgive the mess and the paperwork.
A messy desk is a sign of an intelligent person.
Of course, and it couldn't get any messier than that at the moment, so what does that say?
But what a really cool space this is. And you can see, this. I mean, this is a small room, but it's actually a perfect size for an office or for a child's bedroom, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah. We've got 2 desks in here, so we can actually work together on our separate projects. So it's perfect. It's perfect for what we want it for as well.
And next to us is the bathroom.
It certainly is.
So actually, a hallway as well is a bit of an unusual feature in a small home, isn't it?
It's a bit extravagant, but I actually wanted this type of small space to still feel like a home. And you always have little hallways in homes, and I wanted a good flow through all the different rooms as well. So for me, the hallway is quite an important feature to actually make it feel and look like a normal house.
And again, this bathroom is a really wonderful space.
The large mirror makes it look a lot larger than it really is.
Absolutely.
But this is it's the size you'd see in an ensuite. But again, it uses space so that you actually don't feel cramped in here. There's plenty of room to get to everything. And plus behind the door, we've got the wash machine and fridge freezer for everything you need.
And the master bedroom's through here at the end of the house.
That's right. So you don't normally need that much room in a bedroom, but I just wanted a good usable space so you can still change your clothes, have a good sized bed, plenty of storage. And this is just the perfect space for it.
I think there's a lot to be said for that, Because if you have the space available to you, just giving yourself just a little bit of extra room around everything can actually make all the difference, can't it?
Yeah, just being able to walk around the bed. It's a little thing, but so important when someone's actually still in bed. You don't have to wake up the other person. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. One of the things that I really like about tiny homes is that it teaches us what's necessary and what's not. But I also think that when we move into sort of the more small homes category, we can sort of start taking the best of both worlds. We go, okay, well, this is what's really necessary and this is what tiny home design has taught us, and that's when we can add so many of those cool space-saving features and everything.
Yes.
But then when we move into small homes, we get to go, actually, in a tiny home, I'm really bugged by this and I can change it. So I think in some ways these small home designs really are kind of the best of both worlds, aren't they?
Yeah, and again, with just even the bed, we've got drawers underneath the bed, and plus as well the bed lifts up, so you've literally got the whole of the bed for storage, which would just looks like a normal bed though.
Absolutely brilliant. This is a really impressive home, and you've got a lot of additional features built into this, like the structurally insulated panel construction, as well as the semi-passive design. What did this home actually cost you to construct?
With my labour involved, this particular one probably cost about 100,000, but very easily, if you didn't want to do the decorating and maybe just leave the carpets a little bit, you could probably reduce that down to about 75,000.
Excellent. So again, that is a really affordable price point to come in for people as a first home, isn't it?
Precisely, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And although it's quite hard to get affordable housing materials in New Zealand, by using these panels, it actually does make it actually possible.
Yeah, absolutely. There are people like me who love tiny houses, and can really happily live in a tiny house. But then there's a lot of people who can't. And I think a home like this is a really nice balance. It's not excessive, but it still has enough space to be really comfortable for the vast majority of us, right?
Oh, easily. I've lived in caravans, even large caravans in Britain, and they always felt small and pokey and cold, where I actually wanted this to be just like a small house. And this satisfies it exactly. It might look small on the outside, might look like a container on the outside, but inside it's actually a lot roomier than you'd think. And that's how most people seem to be wanting to move towards now, is downsizing and just not having this that massive footprint that most houses have nowadays.
Paul, you have done a really wonderful job constructing your home here. Thank you so much for showing me.
Thank you very much.
To me, the idea of a home like this as a starter home or a stepping stone is absolutely perfect. I think there are a lot of people that love the idea of tiny homes, but perhaps think they couldn't really actually practically live in the space. And this here is the perfect solution for that. I mean, it's still small by regular home standards, incredibly economical on resources, and makes great financial sense. This is a fantastic solution.